in your different time zone around the world and across the country. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast. It's 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning. It's 1 a.m. in, let's see, London town, and it's 9 a.m. and they're having breakfast in Tokyo, Japan. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to another edition of Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and I am your host as usual each week, and we're going to bring you fun entertainment, and we're going to have a lot of fun together. We're going to be here for the next hour, as we're here every Thursday between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. It's always on the Eastern Standard Time. And of course, as I said, the purpose of the show is to get you involved in the show. You're part of the action. That's why we say Talk Back Live. We throw out conversation, and in between it all, anytime you want to chime in, all you have to do is just do so. Just type in. I will see you right there on the big screen. We will entertain your thoughts, your comments, and your ideas. Anything you want at all for the next hour. So thank you so much for being along with us. And later on in the program, we've got Sports Update with Brian Camp. However, Brian is not going to be here with us tonight. He has the day off, the night off, or however you are listening or watching this show. He has a time off this week, but he will be here tomorrow when we do the coffee hour. So he was nice enough to send us a sports script. You know, he emailed us, and so we're going to do our part. We're going to fill that in for him. We're going to take over that. So you will have sports that's coming up not too far away in the show. And later on in the show, too, as I always do, we always have those picks of the week for the weekend of all of those classic movies that you love so much. Turner Classic Movies. I have quite a few of them. I do have quite a few of them. I just want to just give to you, so you'll be in mind about that. And also we'll have This Day in History, and of course you and I and all of us together. So thank you so much for being along with us, and stay with us. If you're here for the first time, we always broadcast together. All right, we simulcast between YouTube and Facebook. So if you catch us on one, and if you don't catch us on one, you can catch us on the other. And if you're watching us on Facebook, we want to say hi to you guys right now. I see a lot of you guys are coming in, so I just want to say hi. If you're watching us on YouTube, of course, we give you the same information. Everything that we give to Facebook is on YouTube. And we thank you so much for being along. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, please take the time to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This way, you'll never miss a show. And each week, whenever we broadcast, as we're already doing now, you will have notification letting us, giving you the opportunity to let you know that we're on the air. And even we start to do something as much as, let's say, post a pre-recorded video. You get that information too. You'll be notified right there. That's only for people who subscribe to us. So we urge you, please subscribe to us if you're watching us on YouTube. A lot of people are not on Facebook and refuse to go on Facebook, but they're always on YouTube. So, you know, you have the best of both worlds. Now, for those of you who are on Facebook, you already know the protocol. All you have to do is just chime in. And just like Facebook, we have our chat area over there on YouTube. So everything is chat away right now. If you have something to say, we would love to hear from you. Okay, so what do you say we get the show started right now, as we always do in this fashion, by clapping, giving that hand clap, that hearty hand clap to each and every one of you guys who dedicate yourselves to watching this show each week. Of course, we want to thank you for that. And thank you so much for being loyal to Talk Back Live. And of course, tell your friends about it. Okay, you can do that right now. For all of you on Facebook, all you have to do right now as we speak, you can tag a friend. Tag them this information. Let them follow us too. And for those of you, as I said, on YouTube, you can always do the same thing. Let your friends know about us. So the hand clap goes out to you, and it also goes out to all of those fine people who have worked with us for the past year and almost a half. Well, those are the people that's been with us ever since the pandemic began. And I'm talking about all of the people who work in the hospitals, the doctors, the nurses, all other hospital personnel, along with all of the great firefighters, police officers, affectionately known as the first responders, right? They're all lined up there. And of course, all of the merchants, the mom and pop stores, what's left of them anyway, and of course, all of the laundromats and the supermarkets and grocery stores, everyone around that stayed with us right through this pandemic. And we're going to need you more than ever before because, as you already know, we're still in the midst of it. And being saying that, we have information for you, and we always urge you, as usual, to get your vaccinations. Of course, that's very important. If you haven't gotten yours, please, you have a lot of time to do it right now. This is the time to do it right now. A lot of people are still on the fence, and we're trying to rope everybody into doing it. But we don't judge or critique anyone here, whether you get the vaccination or you don't. But we here on the show always urge people to get it, and we continue to do that. So do that. And you can get the vaccinations and the test for the COVID-19. You can get the test too. And it's all of matter of going on Googling wherever you may find in your area uh, where they get the test. There's a lot of places to go. There's a lot of centers open. It's to the point now where they have vehicles that park right in your neighborhood, and they have set these tents up too where you could stop right by as you pass by. You see COVID-19 test. You could take the test and you get the results and everything. If you visit your primary doctor, he may have a supply of the vaccine, and you may want to take that. And also, he can give you the test as well. And now, we're at the season too where people are starting to take their flu shots as well. But keep in mind, one thing at a time. You don't want to take the COVID and the flu shot at the same time. That's not a good idea. What you want to do, if you're going to take one, make sure you wait for maybe about 2 weeks, and for safety, maybe about 3 weeks, according to your doctor. Ask your doctor or ask the pharmacist who knows more than I would on that. You don't want to take it one after the other. But the flu season is on its way too, so you might want to get that. If you get that on a regular basis too, you can do that right now as well. There are certain places that are giving your flu shots away for free. You go to your local pharmacist and they have them for you, and it's all over. Now, for those of you who are looking to take the COVID vaccination and are doing it for the first time, we have 3 on the market. You already know that, right? We have the J&J, which only requires 1 shot, and you have the Moderna and Pfizer, which requires 2 shots. Now, those of you who are already fully vaccinated, you also have the opportunity now to get a booster shot, which I understand became available this past week. As a matter of fact, on the 20th, it was available, which was only 3 days ago, right? So if that's available, but I think at this particular time, and you have to check more about it, check it as you go along, from 65 and over, those shots are available to you. I don't think no other age bracket as of yet, but they'll get around to it. And you can find that out. Ask your local pharmacist about that, and they'll tell you more about that too. But as far as I know, they're taking people from 65 on up to take the booster shots, and I believe it's available right now. Now, as far as the Moderna, I don't think it may not be available right now for boosters. And that's another thing that you may want to check. Now, if you have taken Moderna, you want to stick with Moderna. Never mix your drinks. If you're taking the Pfizer, you want to take Pfizer as your booster. If you're taking J&J, you're going to take J&J as your booster. And that's another 1 shot for you. So please, whatever you do, go out there and get that. And if you are not vaccinated, remember that a lot of people, and I'm sorry it really came down to this, but they're saying they're not, if you're working, let's say, for a city job or any essential job that involves the public, what they want to see is that either if you're not vaccinated, fully vaccinated, then they want to prove that you have taken the test, the COVID test, and you have to take that once a week, and you have to show proof of that. Then you have the situations where you go into bars and restaurants indoors, and you're going to have to show your card. You know, your as they call it, the passport. That's your card that proves that you were vaccinated and fully vaccinated. And it's come down to this. A lot of people don't like it. It's a lot of problems with it. You already saw in the news that some people visit New York from Texas, and there was a big fight out there between the maitre d', I guess the hostess. I'm sorry, the hostess, and she did her job. All she wanted to do was to do her job, and she asked for proof of vaccination, and they refused to do it, and it was a whole big thing. So this is what we were trying to avoid in the first place. These complications of whether or not people are taking the vaccinations or not taking the vaccinations, and getting into these places where the places the all of the people who own these bars and restaurants, all of the merchants, they're on board with it and saying you have to show proof of vaccination. You have to show proof of vaccination, and this is what it came down to. So it's a whole big mess, and they're trying to straighten it out. And I urge you people, to do it. Whether you want to do it or not, that would be up to you. But we don't say, you know, you do it, or you just don't fit in. We don't critique people in that fashion, and neither should they be critiqued in that fashion. Because we're all human beings. We all want to live together in full harmony and on one accord. And at this particular time, as far as vaccines are concerned, being vaccinated is concerned, all of us are not on one accord. Now, I look back and I heard that even now more people are being vaccinated. And I think it's now a little more than half the country. So I think that and if that's true, that's good news. A little more than half the country are being vaccinated. So please, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do, you want to stay safe. Now we know all of the schools are open, and all of the kids have gone back to school. They're all set in there. They're excited about it. The kids are excited about it. You've probably seen it on the news where people were interviewing the kids and say, how do you feel about going back to school? They say, oh, I can't wait. I want to see my friends. They got tired of staying home. Kids are very restless. You know that. They want to be with their friends. They don't want to be with their parents all the time. They want to be with their friends. And going back to school was the good thing for them. They were very excited doing that. And of course, the parents were excited about kids going back to school too after all of this time. And I'm particularly excited about it. But at the same time, I want all of the kids to be safe, in a safe environment. They continue to wear their mask, follow all of the protocols, and even the teachers too. Please understand that these kids are under your care, and you want to make sure that they're safe. And that's why they urge you to please, get vaccinated. So everybody don't want to be in a place where you have the unvaccinated and the vaccinated. Because now it's no longer about the unvaccinated versus the vaccinated. It's we're worried about the people who are unvaccinated, who are who can spread the disease to someone else. So please, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to me, as it should be to you. And I just keep urging you to do it. We do that all the time here on the Coffee Hour. And of course, right here on Talk Back Live. We urge you each week to do that. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I see more people out here watching us here. Thank you guys out there on watching us on Facebook and watching us on YouTube. I see more people coming in. So I'll just give that hearty wave to each and every one of you out there. So thank you so much for being along with us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard by now, and we lost, as I always say, we lost another link in our chain of entertainment. And of course, if you haven't heard by now, actor comedian Anthony A.J. Johnson passed away. Anthony A.J. Johnson was known for being in the movie Friday and House Party, and he died at the age of 55 this past week. They're dying young. That's a young age. So we want to send our condolences to all of his colleagues and friends and his fans and people who loved him and watched him all of these years. We want to send our condolences out to him. Also, we want to send out big condolences out to Sarah Dash, formerly of Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells. And LaBelle, you remember her. She was one of the original Bluebells, along with Patti LaBelle, of course, Nona Hendrix, Cindy Birdsong, and Sarah passed away this week as well. She was a member of that trio. She died at the age of 76. And I had the pleasure of meeting her twice. I had the pleasure of meeting her twice. A very, very fine lady and very loving, So we want to send our condolences out to her family, her friends, her fans, and everybody who worked with her as well. And of course, we want to salute to all of our Latino brothers and sisters. You already know that this is Hispanic Heritage Month. So I just want to send our greetings to all of you guys. And thank you so much. And thank you for being with us. Well, it's about that time right now. Brian Camp usually comes in at this time. As I already said, he has the day off. And he had a little thing to attend to. And of course, he was very responsible. So he left us some sports information today. And we're going to come to you with the latest developments in today's world of sports right here on Sports Update. And he usually comes from Charlotte, North Carolina. So we're going to do it right here, right now for you. So let's get started right away, ladies and gentlemen. The NFL will stage an international combine for 50 athletes from 40 countries next month in London. And the idea is to find the international athletes who have the skills, sets, and potential to play in the NFL. And it will take place on October 12th. And it's going to take place at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And you have invited a lot of people. Invited our athletes from, here they go, athletes coming from Britain, Germany, Belgium, New Zealand, France, Nigeria, Austria, Yugoslavia, Italy, Switzerland, Japan, Finland, Sweden, and Hungary. All of those athletes will be evaluated for potential positions in the NFL and the International Player Pathway Program. How do you like that? And we look forward to that. And here's a little back news for you. In the Major League Baseball expands, we heard this story before, expands the list of who wears number 21 in honor of Roberto Clemente. That happened September 15th. And this is the time, and we'll have fun. And let's see, it's September 15th. This time will be in front of fans. It had it all in front of fans as Major League Baseball was extended the honor to inform personnel of Roberto Clemente and his descent this year for the 20th anniversary. That's the 20th annual Roberto Clemente Day. And of course, you already know that Roberto Clemente is the first Puerto Rican-born and Latin player elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Clemente died in a plane accident. Of course, you know that many years ago. And as a matter of fact, it was New Year's Eve in 1972 as he accompanied a cargo plane departed San Juan, Puerto Rico, and it attempted to bring back, they all went there to attempt to bring back some goods, some great aids to people who were affected by the devastating earthquake in Nicaragua. And national baseball, Major League Baseball is, of course, they're entertaining thoughts about retiring Roberto Clemente's number, which is number 21, throughout all of baseball. Right now, only Jackie Robinson, who wore number 42, is the only member that retired the number in all of baseball in the major league teams. So there you go. And here we go. And the NBA, here we go. Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets general manager Sean Marks says some players would be unable to participate playing because of New York City's vaccination mandate. Now, Marks could not comment on who could play and so forth and so on, but Marks feels confident in the following several days before training camp, and everybody would be allowed to participate. Now, here we go on this day. Today is the 23rd, September 23rd, in 1926. Gene Tooney beats defending champion Jack Dempsey by 10 rounds in a unanimous decision in Philadelphia for the world heavyweight champion. And that's the boxing champion, of course. And in 1933, the New York Yankees committed 7 errors in one game, but beat the Red Sox 16-12. In 1962, the Los Angeles Dodgers shortstop Maury Wills breaks Ty Cobb's record. In 1915, Major League Baseball steals record, the record recording 97, number 97, on his way to stealing 104. Isn't that fantastic? In 1979, St. Louis Cardinals legendary Lou Brock steals 93 on his 93rd and final base of his career. In 1983, the Philadelphia Phillies, P. Stephen Carlton, is the 16th pitcher to win 300 games. In 1984, Sparky Anderson is the first manager to win 100 games in a season in both leagues. In 1988, Jose Canseco is baseball's number one steal of 40 bases and hit 40 home runs, too, at the same time. And, of course, 1992, Menden female goalie. I think that's what it says here. Menon, a female goalie. That's her. I guess that's her name. Menon, a female goalie, is the first female to play an expedition game. And here we are in 2017. Donald Trump withdraws invitation to the White House for the NBA champs, but Golden State Warrior Stephen Curry later on said he wasn't going to attend anyway. And here are some birthdays here. 1958, former NFL coach Marvin Lewis. He was born in McDonald, Pennsylvania in 1962. The Baltimore Ravens coach, I don't have a name for it, but the Baltimore Ravens coach and champ, born on in Toledo, Ohio. And here we are. Tomorrow is September 24th, right? Tomorrow is September 24th. And on that day, in 1919, Boston Red Sox slugger Babe Ruth sets Major League Baseball season home run record at 28 off from the Yankees pitcher Bob Shawkey. And on that same day, in 1920, Babe Ruth becomes the first to hit 50 home runs in a major league season. In 1922, St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Fame infielder Roger Hornsby sets the National League home run mark at 42. In 1934, 2,500 fans see Babe Ruth farewell speech over the Yankee Stadium appearance. And that was the Yankee appearance at Yankee Stadium, of course. In 1957, the Brooklyn Dodgers, they play their last game at Ebbets Field, and they defeat the Pirates 2-0. In 1974, Al Kaline of the Detroit Tigers, the 12th player to get 3,000 hits. 3,000 hits. That's a lot of hits. In 1979, Pete Rose reaches 200 hits in a season for the 10th time. In 1980, the Atlanta Braves joined every National League team with 1 million in attendance for the season. In 1992, let's see, Toronto Blue Jays. David Winfield, at the age of 40, is the oldest player to reach 100 RBIs, that is. In 2017, the NFL plays knee lock. They played the players, NFL players. They knee lock arms, or they stay in the dressing room. Remember, they were on their knees doing that. A room for when they were doing the national anthem, in protest against what Donald Trump said. He made a comment, and that same year, of course, in that same area, LeBron James calls Donald Trump a bum, and a tweet that he responded to his comments about Stephen Curry. And so that's it in sports. That's the latest developments in today's world of sports, from Brian Camp out in Charlotte, North Carolina, who couldn't be with us tonight, but he will be back tomorrow with us live on the Coffee Hour. Thank you so much, Brian, if you're watching. I hope we made you proud here. If you're just coming in, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being along with us. And I would just want you to know that the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and we are here with you. And we're here every Thursday at this time, between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. Everything is Eastern. And we want to thank you so much for being along with us. I see more people coming in, so I just want to wave to you guys. And those of you who are idle, who are just sitting there just watching the show, you don't want to say anything, that's okay. But we want to thank you for your time. We want to thank you for your time. And those of you who have anything to say about sports, politics, or anything you want to just nail in, maybe you want to talk about the coronavirus or people getting back in school. I had a question asked of me last week on the Coffee Hour, is what do I think about the kids who are not vaccinated just yet going back to school? Well, during that time, when that question was asked of me, they didn't say anything about kids vaccinated starting from 5 years old up. They didn't say anything about that yet, but I'm understanding now that kids from 5 years old up can get vaccinated. And so if you're at that time when she asked the question, you had to be 12 years old and up. But now I understand that you can get vaccinated for the children starting at 5 years old. So we're progressing. And for when the lady asked me that particular question, I thought in my mind, I just wanted to be safe about it. I thought in my mind, well, why send them to school if they're not vaccinated, or put them in harm's way, in danger for people who possibly are not vaccinated. So that's how I answered the question. But people are concerned about these things, and whether or not they want to get vaccinated, that's up to them. But here's my take on that. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your children. You want to be on the safe side. You live in the same house. You want to make sure that they're safe at home as well as outside, because you're not going to keep them in the house for long. They want to go out and play with their friends. They don't want to do it in a safe manner. So make sure that they're safe as well as outside, inside as well as outside. And that's my take on that. And so there you have it. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us. Okay, here we go. On this day in history in 1945, the first cavalcade of jazz outdoor concert was held at Wrigley Field in Los Angeles. Count Basie was there with Valada, Snow, and others. They were out there, and they're doing a great performance, of course. On this day in history in 1949, U.S. President Harry Truman announces evidence of USSR, the first nuclear device detonation. In 1950, Nobel Peace Prize Award was given to Ralph Bunche for mediation in Israel for the first African American. He was the first African American to win that. In 1950, U.S. Air Force Mustang accidentally bombed the British on British Hill. 282 Korean and 17 were killed. In 1952, and let me make this perfectly clear, Richard Nixon makes his checkers speech. What is the checkers speech? Maybe you know something about that. I don't know. In 1955, an all-white jury finds Roy Brent and John William Mullum not guilty for the brutal murder of the black teenager Emmett Till in Sumner, Mississippi, and in the landmark case that would have helped inspire civil rights movements in the U.S. On this day in history, 1957, That'll Be the Day by Buddy Holly. Those of you who are baby boomers, remember Buddy Holly and the Crickets. Well, That'll Be the Day reached number one. In 1957, WTIC TV, Channel 61 in Hartford, Connecticut, a CBS and Fox station, begins broadcast. In 1957, President Dwight D. Eisenhower orders U.S. troops to support interrogation of 9 black students at Little Rock Central High School in Arkansas. In 1961, the first movie to become a TV series, How to Marry a Millionaire, has premiered. In 1962, ABC's first color TV series, The Jetsons by Hanna-Barbera, first broadcast. In 1962, New York's Philharmonic Hall, it was since named A.V. Fisher Hall, opens at the first unit of Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. In 1969, the first broadcast of Marcus Welby, MD, broadcast on ABC TV. In 1969, of course, Northern Star, Illinois University paper started the rumor that Paul McCartney was dead. Remember that rumor back in 1969? In 1969, also, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, directed by George Roy Hill and starred Paul Newman and Robert Redford, premiered. In 1976, U.S. televised presidential debate between Republican Gerald Ford, and Democrat challenger Jimmy Carter. In 1976, that same year, of course, South Africa decides to allow multiracial teams to represent them. In 1977, the third test of the Space Shuttle Enterprise had happened. In 1977, actress Cheryl Ladd replaced Farrah Fawcett on the TV show Charlie's Angel. That same year, I Just Fall in Love, that single by the Carpenters, that was released. In 1978, 100,000 cheering Egyptians welcomed Anwar Sadat home from Camp David, and that was the Camp David Peace Summit. In 1979, actress Jane Fonda, an activist, of course, and 200,000 attended the nuclear rally in Battery Park in New York City. That happened there as well. There you go. That's a lot of things happening. On this day in history in 1980, Bob Marley did his last concert at Stanley Theater in Pittsburgh. In 1984, the 36th Emmy Awards with Hill Street Blues and Cheers, John Ritter and Tyne Daly, they got the award. Remember that movie, The Shawshank Redemption, back in 1994? Well, that was directed by Frank Darabont, and it starred Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. That was released that year. In 1998, the 32nd Country Award Association Award given to Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood, and of course George Strait too. They won that year. Okay, celebrating birthdays. 1920, actor Mickey Rooney was born on that day in Brooklyn, New York. Of course, my hometown, so I'm partial to Mickey Rooney. He passed away in 2014. Jazz artist John Coltrane was born on this day in 1926, and he was born in Hamlet, North Carolina, and he passed away July 17th, 1964, at the age of 40 years old, and he died from liver cancer. Ray Charles was born on this day in 1930. Yes, hallelujah. I love her so. And he was born in Albany, Georgia, and he passed away June 10th, uh, one, two, 20, uh, 2004. I always say 20 before I get to the runner. 2004 at the age of 73, and he died from liver cancer or liver disease. Actor Tom Laser, I'm sorry, Tom Lester. Actor Tom Lester, he, by the way, played on Green Acres. He was born on this day in 1938, and his birthplace was in Jackson, Mississippi. He passed away April 20th, 2020, at the age of 21. Died from complications of Parkinson's. Singer Julio Iglesias is celebrating his 78th birthday today, so happy birthday, Julio Iglesias. In 1947, actress Mary Kay Place was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She's 74 today, so happy birthday, Mary Kay Place, fine actress. Bruce Springsteen, the boss, was born on this day, 1949, and his birthplace, of course, and he owns it by now, Long Branch, New Jersey. I used to work there, on a radio station, there was a station out there in Long Branch, New Jersey, WRLB. It's no longer WRLB, but I out there in Long Branch, New Jersey. Anyway, he's celebrating his 71st birthday, so happy birthday, the boss, Bruce Springsteen. In 1996, actor-comedian Jim Carrey was actress Lauren Holly in Malibu, California. In 1996, actor Gary Busey, by the way, Gary Busey played Buddy Holly in the Buddy Holly story. Well, he got married to former stuntwoman Dallas Teeny Wharton. And of course, they were wed at a place called Morton H. Symphony. Morton H. Morton H. Meyerson, the Symphony Center in Dallas, Texas. Okay, 1915, what a year that was, right? Sinatra was born that year, wasn't he? And Billie Holiday was born that year, too. I knew that from the top of my head. 1915, excuse me. Film producer Samuel Goldwyn divorced his wife, Blanche Lasky, after 5 years of marriage. In 2011, actress Lisa Lynn divorced X-Men actor James Marden due to 11 years of marriage, after 11 years of marriage. And there you go. That's this day in history. That's what we have. That's the end of it for this day in history. Now, those of you who follow history, if there's something that you know about in history, please let us know, and we will announce that too. I probably didn't get to everything, and so many things happen on this day in history, you can't get to everything, but we got to enough. So that's how it is in this day in history. Hello, everybody. My name is Frank Allan. Welcome to Talk Back Live. And just in case you're just joining us for the first time, well, thank you. Don't make it your last time, please. Don't make it your last time. Make us part of your weekly habit as you come along each week and you join us. We're here every week between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. And of course, we bring you all kinds of good entertainment and all kinds of good conversation. And if you want to join conversation, you want to talk to me, please feel free. Now, speaking of talk to me, talk to me. Listen, if you're watching us on YouTube, right? Of course, I got information up there. You see in the chat area, right? Okay, that's information. That's at the top, very top. You have my information there, right? And for those of you who are watching us on Facebook, it's either up here, over here, down here, depending on how you're watching it. Information, okay, which contains my email address and my telephone number. And you could use that anytime you like, anytime you want. You can use it anytime you want. All you have to do is just go on there. You could email us. You could telephone us. If you have any comments, suggestions, and ideas, or you just want to say hi, you could say hi right now, while I'm here live. If you just want to say hi, that's good too. So I just give that contact information because that's my way of saying I want to interact with you guys. I want you guys to, feel free to contact me at any time. So that information is right there. So all you have to do is use it. And thank you so much. And as you already know, we simulcast each week on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, you already know that. So if you don't find us in one place, you can find us in another place. So we urge you, people who are watching us on Facebook, do it right now. We have minutes to go. We got about 20 minutes in the show to go. I can't believe time goes so fast. We've got 20 minutes left. And while you're at it, why don't you just tag someone, tag a good friend, or a lot of good friends, everybody that you know, tag them right now and let them be part of this action as well. And maybe, just maybe, they'll be permanent, just like you. You know. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, all you have to do is, and we urge you to do it, right? All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel. You subscribe there because when you do that, that will give you information on when we are on the air. In other words, soon as we hit the airwaves, you are notified. How about that? You are notified. When we post as much as a pre-recorded video, you are notified. Why? Because you have subscribed to us. And you can do that right now. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Pass it along to your friends. Get them to subscribe. I want to get a lot of subscriptions, out here because it's the more the merrier. That's the way I look at it. So thank you so much for being along with us. And that's about it. So there you go. We are going to tomorrow on the coffee hour, DJ Pete will be along with us. Of course, we have our 2020 feature, right? Brian, as he was not here tonight, we covered his, but he will be here tomorrow doing his own sports. And of course, DJ Pete will be here tomorrow too. Then we have the 2020 feature. So 20 past the hour is Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Of course, we're going to repeat this information before we go off the air. And then you have DJ Pete, who comes in with entertainment, for just plain people who are involved in entertainment, and he recites all of those birthdays of all of those marvelous people of that particular week. So that's all happening right here, and it's all happening right here on Talkback Live, and of course, again, tomorrow on the coffee hour. So you got to wake up a little bit early. You watch the evening show here, but we wake up bright and early just to do the 10 a.m. coffee hour. It's all right here. Okay, so we've got the kids going back to school. People are going back to work. We're trying to get back to normal, and I hope that you are. And you could, if you want to, contribute to this part of the conversation, that's good too. Are your kids back in school? You have kids? Are they back in school? How are you handling this whole situation? I would like to know that. How are you handling this whole situation? Because it's really great to know that, and because the kids, they really want to get back to school. They want to get back in a hurry. So we urge you guys just to do that. Okay, and make sure that they're back on a safe level too. We're going to get back to more of that conversation right now, but. Are you guys doing anything special this weekend? Now, I got to tell you something. It looks a little better now, but here in New York City, right, I had the rowboat here. I built an ark, right, to get here. And there was so much rain coming down. And we expected that because the weather guy, the meteorologist, told us so, that we're going to get some real heavy downpours around 7 o'clock in the evening, New York time. Right? We're going to get some downpours. They're going to come down in buckets. And sure enough, on my way out to come here, I had to get, and I knew it was going to happen. So I built me an ark. And so I got into my ark and I'm starting to row, and finally got here. And I hope the ark is still out there. If not, maybe it's not going to be that heavy when I walk out of here. We'll have to see. But I parked I parked the ark out in front of the building, so we'll see what happens. I'll get back home and say sometime anyway. But we had so much rain. But I guess the reason why I ask you, what are you doing this weekend? Is your weather as far as you know, wherever you are, is your weather going to be good? Ours is going to be pretty good this weekend. It's just that we got to get past this rain. But if you're not doing anything special, and some people they want to spend their weekends home. Now I have movies that you can catch up. A lot of people like to catch up on movies and do other things, but if you like to catch up on movies, I have some great movies that you may be interested in, and it's all from Turner Classic Movies. I think you're going to like them. So let's get started with that right now. Here's something that you're going to like. Remember It's a Hard Day's Night back in 1964 starring the Beatles? Well, that's coming on Turner Classic Movie, and that's coming on Friday. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow evening at 6:15 p.m. right there on Turner Classic Movies. It's a great, one of the greatest things that the Beatles did since they came into the country, along with appearing on the Ed Sullivan Show, and they just marketed themselves pretty good. And so that's the name of the movies, A Hard Day's Night, starring the Beatles back in 1964. That's happening on Turner Classic Movies, and that's at 6:15 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. Here's another classic for all of you baby boomers that remember The Fugitive Kind, starring Marlon Brando. Well, this is a 1960 flick, and that's what we used to call them back in those days. Go home and watch a flick, all right? Marlon Brando and Joanne Woodward. That's a great movie. I enjoy it. I have that in my archive. So if I kind of miss it in real time on Turner Classic Movies, I can always go back and watch it. Anyway, I'm going to sit back and watch it. It's on Turner Classic Movies, and that's also on Friday. That's Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So you could sit back, relax, popcorn in hand, and relax. All right? That's 8 p.m. The Fugitive Kind with Marlon Brando and Joanne Woodward. And finally, another Marlon Brando movie that will come on Friday as well. All of these movies are on Friday, so we have nothing special for Saturday and Sunday. On the Waterfront, 1954, Marlon Brando. That's also on Turner Classic Movies, and that comes on. You got a great string of great movies here. That comes on Friday night as well, tomorrow night at 10:15 p.m. Eastern. And so all of those great strings of movies on a Friday night. You want to spend a Friday night at home? You don't want to go out? Maybe Saturday night is your night out? You can watch all of those. Now, just because I picked those, that doesn't mean that there are not other great movies that come on Turner Classic Movies. These are just my 3 picks of the weekend. Now, if you go on the Turner Classic Movie, turn to the channel, and you can go through the schedule, the band, and fish right through it and see there may be other movies that you may like. So check that out. Also, if you are a subscriber to cable, you could also go on Movie on Demand. Movie on Demand has so many great movies. You have every network you could think of. Movie on Demand, you can go there. It has all of those great movies that you can watch. A whole list of them, including the ones that I just told you about here. They're on there, and you can follow that. Now. You can go to the networks, if you're a sports person, and if you're a wrestling person like me, if you missed a match this week, you could always go, depending on what channel or what network that wrestling match was on. You can go to that network on that particular day, and you can watch the replay of it. So you never have to miss anything, right? So you can go to the networks. It's a lot of great entertainment for you. Or if you're a buff just like me, you like to collect movies and you can watch them anytime you want. It's a good way to catch up on your movies if you're not doing anything this weekend. A lot of people, and particularly on Sunday, people like to rest on Sunday, to sit back, relax. And I like to call that stay in bed Sunday, and you can sit back and watch great movies. And now if you're another person that like those Lifetime movies, they're all there. They're all there. You can check it out. All right. So let me repeat those movies coming up again. Hard Day's Night with the Beatles. That's Friday. That's tomorrow night at 6:15 p.m. Eastern on Turner Classic Movie. You have The Fugitive Kind with Marlon Brando and Joanne Woodward on Turner Classic Movies. That's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. And of course, another Marlon Brando movie, On the Waterfront from 1954 on Turner Classic Movie. That's tomorrow night at 10:15 p.m. So there you have them. All of the classic movies that you enjoy, and you can enjoy them. Now, there are other things that you can do on the weekend. A lot of people do a lot of things on the weekend. Now, if your weather is going to be a good weekend, then you better enjoy what's left of the summer. Now, a summer is officially over, basically, right? But there are some areas in the United States where the weather is still kind of warm. Now, earlier today here in New York City, even though we had a lot of clouds and the sun came out in and out, but it was kind of steamy out there. It was kind of steamy out there. So we still have the summer feeling there, but officially summer is over. It's all over. Which means now, ladies and gentlemen, now a lot of people have their choice in weather. You like the hot weather, that's fine. If you like the cold weather, a lot of people are looking forward to the colder weather. And when they say that summer officially over, it's officially over. Now, when a summer is unofficially over, that's when Labor Day comes about. So that makes it summer unofficially over. But, right now in the United States, summer is officially over. We're into the fall season right now. It doesn't feel like it, but it will get there. And people are going to look forward to that. You have to pull out all of those bulky clothes that you wear in the wintertime. Before you know it, all of the major holidays are going to be along. Okay, we're already in September. Just before you know it, October comes around. Halloween for the kids, that's coming up. People are looking forward to that. I don't know if you would call that a holiday or not, but people go out trick-or-treating, so that's coming up. That's coming up next month. And you have Oktoberfest. A lot of people look forward to that. And I'm talking about the adults now. You have Oktoberfest coming along. All of your bars and saloons are going to be celebrating Oktoberfest. Maybe they'll have great happy hours for you. I don't know. So there's something else to look forward to. And then when November comes around, you have Thanksgiving. You have the Thanksgiving holiday. People are looking forward to that. A lot of people are going to be traveling and taking flights to relatives or maybe staying home, and all of the local families congregate with the people who live in their certain areas. So you have that. And not too far after that, what do you know? Not too far of that, because, Thanksgiving is basically at the end of the month, right? And weeks after that, you approximately a month after that, you have Christmas. The Christmas holiday will be around. And of course, you're going to be sharing gifts and doing whatever you do on Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, some people don't, some people do. You have the Hanukkah season, the Hanukkah holiday, and all of that's coming up. And see, people are looking forward to all of those things. And then after that, what brings us to the brand new year, New Year's, right? Now, the reason why I like, after that all is said and done, after all of those holidays are over, right? Like particularly Christmas, you get by Thanksgiving, but particularly Christmas, when all of that is over and you have the last holiday, which would be New Year's, right? And New Year's Eve, everybody's going out. They're going to party New Year's. I don't know how it's going to be this year as far as partying is concerned. It may be a little different than it was last year because now people are going out. So maybe, maybe they'll have the New Year's ball dropping and people could actually go there. I do understand that here in New York, I don't know about elsewhere, as you celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday, we usually here in New York have the Thanksgiving holiday parade, and I understand that's going to be in full effect. So I couldn't see if that's going to happen. I couldn't see why not watch the ball drop in Times Square. So all of that. So there's so many things to look forward to as we mosey along this winter season. And the reason why I like New Year's, when it's all over, when the confetti is cleared up, they clean the streets. So you have New Year's Day where nobody is out and where everybody's watching the Honeymooners Marathon and the Twilight Zone Marathon and March of the Wooden Soldiers and all of those things that you like. To me, I look at it New Year's Day, and now I see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I look at. New Year's to me is like the light at the end of the tunnel, because now I have something to look forward to. Before you know it, the weather's going to get warm again, and it's going to be summer. That's my favorite time of the year. So there's a lot to look forward to. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Just know that summer is officially over, and we're going to get back into a lot of things. If you're just watching us, you're just falling in line. Name of the show, you're wondering who this crazy guy is. Name of the show is Talkback Live. My name is Frank Allan, and we're here every Thursday. And we thank you so much for being along with us and following us as you always do. Because without you, I mean, we don't have a show. We don't have a show, and without you, we just don't do it. Now, those of you who've been with us all of this time, do you know that you already know that Talkback Live was originally a radio show? Remember how we used to do that? It was Facebook radio. Um, for whatever reason, and I think some people could do it. I don't know. I used to do it through my smartphone. And we used to go on the air and you could select either video or audio. We used to always go on the audio side when it came to Talkback Live. So we were like a radio program. But since we couldn't do that anymore, I just wonder if I went and bought me a new phone right now, would that change anything? I don't know. And I guess a person would ask me, would you go back if you were able to do it? Would you go back to the radio side? At this particular point, I would say no, because you don't want to step backwards. You want to stay, full speed ahead. So you really don't know. But when we started this show, it was like that. So here we are now, and it's all TV, and you can watch us each week. And the good thing about it is now we could simulcast it, because when we started this whole program, it was just strictly Facebook. And now that we have another option to work with for people who are not on Facebook or can't reach us on Facebook, they have the opportunity to watch us full speed right there on YouTube. And so we want to thank all of you people who are watching us on YouTube. We want to invite you, all of you who are watching us on YouTube, to be part of us by just be part of us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's what we want you to do. That's what I'm trying to say. We want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And remember that when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll never miss a show, because each time we go on the air live, as we're doing today, you will be notified that we're on live. And even as I said, even when we post something as much as a pre-recorded video or something fun like that, you'll be notified. That's what the subscription is all about. That's what it's all about. So when you do that, you're part of us. So we want you to continue to be part of us. And as I always say, people, no matter where you're watching us, whether it's from YouTube or whether it's from Facebook, tell a friend about us. All of you guys on Facebook, you know what to do. All you have to do is tag another friend and let us know. We have coming up to 2 minutes before the show is over. Maybe you want to give them 2 minutes. You should spare them that 2 minutes, and so we can say at least hi to them. But that's it. So that's about it. Okay, so I guess we covered all the tracks today. But again, make sure that you make us your weekly habit, because that's what we're all about. We want to get everybody in, and everybody who wants to talk to us, we give them that opportunity to do it. And even if you're just an idle person, in other words, if you're just sitting there just watching and you don't want to say anything, that's okay. That's okay too. We don't scorn you for that. That's just as good as saying something. And that's just as good. And all you have to do is just be there. That's all we're asking. And sometimes you may not be able to stay with us for the whole hour, but whatever time you can spare, we really appreciate. That's what we really, really appreciate, that time. So we thank you so much for being along with us. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be the end of the show. I can't believe how time has gone. It passed us by so quick. But we are going to be here tomorrow. As I said earlier, we're going to be here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for the coffee hour. Now, on the coffee hour, we contain our 2020 feature, which contains sports with Brian Kemp, the latest developments in today's world of sports update. He wasn't here tonight, but he will be here tomorrow. And you have Pete, DJ Pete will be here too for the second part of the 2020 feature. That's 20 to the hour. And he brings us news on entertainment. Of course, he recites all of those birthdays of people who were born within this week. So that's all coming up. That's tomorrow. Other than that, you can catch us back here next week from 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Talkback Live, and we'll do it all again. Of course, Brian Kemp will be here too with the latest developments in today's world of sports. I enjoy being here. I hope you enjoyed it just as well. I want to thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful morning, and afternoon, and evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you. Take care. God bless.